Good Saturday morning. Beautiful Saturday morning. This is what I call an autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. Saturday morning right here, buddy. 42 degrees here at our studios. Expected to be, though, however, 78 today. 78 up to 80 in some parts of the Piedmont. And tomorrow, 80 and above in the Piedmont. But get ready. Drastic changes coming early on in the week, though. Mike and I was already talking about this. Still 73 on Monday, 19 degrees cooler on Tuesday.
Ooh. With
a high of 54. So weather forecast looks good if you're an outdoors person or want to go to high school, middle school, youth athletics, whatever it may be. There's beautiful weather because I don't see any rain. Now, that could change. You know how that is. But I don't see any rain on the 10-day forecast coming up. Just lots of cool temperatures. Usually when you have a big drastic change, Mike, like going from 73 to 54 in a 24-hour period, it's usually a storm or
cold front,
exactly,
or whatever.
But doesn't look like that. Doesn't look so much like there is maybe a 20 or 30% chance of rain I saw on TV, but there's nothing listed here. Who's more accurate, your phone or the TV people when given that weather?
Alexa.
Yeah. Your phone then.
Yeah.
They can and the thing is you may catch the news once or twice or a day, if that. The phone, it can update every 5 minutes if they need to. They can give you more current.
Well, it's certainly a good day for everything that's going on today in the area. It's incredible.
Well, I've already come to the conclusion before I even came over here this morning. We good, Brett? No? Already, it's not on radio part?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. But do you know how to fix that?
No.
Okay. I've already come to the conclusion that this 2-hour show won't be enough. I mean, there's no way to get everything in today.
No.
In a 2-hour period. Not with baseball playoffs, high school football, college football today, cranking up. Just so many different things going on that it's going to make it tough to get it in 2 hours. NFL, we got
NBA starting up next week.
NBA is starting up, but you think about this in the NFL, Mike, it's we got not just games going on, not just divisional races, not just big matchups coming up Sunday, a couple big matchups, but you got controversy going on with Daniel Snyder, and you got there's other issues too. I mean, what was the other? There was one other thing I was going to mention about the NFL that's, other than the Daniel Snyder stuff. The firing of Matt Rule, locally here. We haven't been on the air since the firing of Matt Rule.
And that came up, Monday, one day after the debacle against the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
In which it was a sea of red at Bank of America Stadium, which, the red outnumbered the blue.
Well, hold all those thoughts because Rodney Willis don't hear us either. So if he don't hear us, that means we're not on the internet and we're not on.
We're on Facebook. I know that.
We're on Facebook, and that's all at this point. Let's see. Yep. I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. I want to see if we can figure it up. He said the website says currently updating. So let's just give it a break and see what we can do. Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times Convenience Stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times Convenience Stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times Convenience Stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times Convenience Stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times Convenience Stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times Convenience Stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call 4 Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back to Sports Talk. We are having technical issues. We understand we're not on WLON, on the FM or AM. We are on the TuneIn app. We are on Facebook as of right now. And Lanny is trying to work on it remotely. Of course, he's not in the studio here this morning, so he's trying to work on it remotely. And we'll let you know. The progress, mainly in case you want to switch and go to an outlet that might be more convenient for you. But in the time being, we'll try and have a sports talk show this morning for our TuneIn app and as well as our Facebook listeners. So Rodney, he said he was about out of the loop, but and now Rodney has. I send Rodney. Come on, Rodney, work with me a little bit. Rodney, let me know if you hear us. And you know what he said, what? I want to know if you hear us. I don't care where. You can tell me where, but I don't care where. I want to know if anybody out there, please inform me. Because if nobody answers to this question, we're heading to the breakfast table or to home or something. Because if we're not being heard, Mike Powell hears us on something. Facebook. You'll need to turn that down because it will back.
Is this radio nowhere?
Pretty much.
I mean,
pretty much.
The Bruce Springsteen song.
So that part's working. Rodney, I hope, is checking the TuneIn app. He's got the TuneIn app. You search. Well, I can't tell him if he's not listening. Sports Talk Guys is where you listen. David Avery says we're on. Got you on Facebook. So that is good. Monty Moss Teller, appreciate you as well, letting us know that now I need to answer Rodney. As Sports Talk Guys is where, if you want to do it on the TuneIn app, you go to Sports Talk Guys and hook in there. If you go to the WLON thing, it's not going to work. I can tell you that. But if you go to Sports Talk Guys,
on the TuneIn app,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, if you want to go to the TuneIn app, and it was working. We checked it a little earlier. Brett did, didn't you, Brett? Check the.
Now here's okay, a listener.
Don Revel says he can hear us on TuneIn. Lenny Anthony, I can hear you on the website. Now, Lenny, I've asked Lenny a question, and he still hadn't answered me.
Yeah, on the website with the STG link.
Okay, on the website with STG.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if anybody's able to get it, and I'm going to guess 99% no on the 1050WLON.com website because I have music, and that music was even breaking up. So I'm guessing Lenny has got the STG part on his website as well instead, which is good because we're at the whatever it takes point this morning in the show. A lot of high school football last night, some back and forth games. Maiden a big winner, late score gives them the win over Bunker Hill. We're just going to mention a few of these right quick. Lincoln County had another 4-0 night like a week ago, although two of those games at one time were in a little bit of jeopardy. And Brett, do you think you can guess which two games were maybe? I know you can guess one because you were at.
Well, I know North Lincoln was tied early.
At 17-all.
Yeah.
And then I think they scored like 40 or 50 unanswered to pull away in that one. Lincoln had a game. They fell behind 10-0. That seems to be the normal for Lincoln here lately is you're going to fall behind, and then they have to work and fight back to get in the game. They wound up winning. The score came with a minute 27 to go, minute 17, something like that, wasn't it?
A little less than 2 minutes.
Score, which wound up being the game winner. West Lincoln cruised again, big win over West Caldwell. West versus West. I'm not picking on Brian this morning. Brian sent me a message last night. I told you, he said West is up, and he put the score, and I said, I'm assuming Brian Bumgarner means West Lincoln because
the Battle of the West.
The Battle of the West. Another big night as well for Mason Avery over the 200-yard mark once again in that one, and we'll find some time later in the morning to talk about that. What I want to start with, and like I said, anybody that heard us when we signed on, is 2 hours is not going to be enough. We're now an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Will be even less time that we got to discuss things. But, we're going to start out here on the national front and then move our way toward high school. And but I asked Brett off the air, and I'll ask you too, Mike, who's in more trouble today, the Braves or the Dodgers? The two favorites to make it to the NLCS find themselves down a game and playing away today. Down, and not just down a game, but what could be it is a decisive game in a way. I mean, either you survive or you're out, for the Braves and the Dodgers. What's the pitching situation like, Brett? You had mentioned do you know who's the starter is for your Dodgers today?
Yeah, Tyler Anderson.
Tyler Anderson. You comfortable with that? He's a fourth starter, right?
Yeah, but they don't have – I mean, their fourth guy has been as good as their first all year.
Okay.
It's,
that's a good problem.
They don't really have an ace. Their ace is Walker Buehler, and he's been – he's out.
Mm-hmm.
He had Tommy John surgery. And then for the Padres, it's Joe Musgrove, and I think they're similar. He's as good as their first guy. So it's hard to say. And then on the Braves side, you got Charlie Morton against Noah Syndergaard for the Phillies. And, yeah, it's just the way the Dodgers have not been able to get key hits, I think they're in a little more trouble than Atlanta is. And I thought the Dodgers would not win the World Series because I didn't think their pitching was deep enough, but they haven't been.
And now it's not been the pitching.
It's been the hitting.
What's their hitting been like with RISP? runners in scoring position.
Oh, for the last 18 or
Really?
something like that. Yeah.
Really? Yep.
I mean, the last 2 games they have not had a hit with a runner in scoring position.
If you survive that and win, it's amazing. You know what I mean? To go that long of a stretch without a hit. And
Last night their run came on a sac fly, and the game before that they had 3 solo home runs. Were their 3 runs?
yeah, I
So
didn't
no
know that.
hits with
Because I had also heard in a playoff game that was the most runs scored. Stats are amazing. Most runs scored by home run only in a postseason game. That's who researches
and
that?
then the Padres bullpen has been unhittable.
Lights out.
13 innings, no runs in the series.
And they seem to be playing with confidence, and they're
Yeah.
not hitting the ball that well either.
No.
They're just
No.
scoring just enough to win
Yep.
these games. Lenny says, I feel like the Dodgers are in more trouble today, but if they win tonight, then that all changes because who would be back on the mound for them? They'll be back home, obviously,
Yeah,
on
Julio
Monday.
Urias will be back
Okay.
for Game 5. He is their best, but he's not really an ace. He's
Right.
They miss Walker Buehler. He's been their star postseason pitcher the last few years.
You want to comment on the Giants, Mike?
Um,
Well, like I do my Red Sox.
That would be a no.
Giants, Red Sox, they're playing in
I go back to
fantasy
that,
baseball.
the eternal hope of sports. There's always next year.
Yeah, and I kind of have a feeling I would rather be the Giants right now if the Dodgers do lose this series.
Why?
Because what a win 111 games and then lose in the
not
first
go, yeah.
round is
Yep.
And the bats go cold after.
will be very
111.
disappointing.
The
I still think
Braves
the
won
Dodgers
over
can come
100,
back
didn't
and
they?
win. Yeah, they did.
So they're looking at the exact same thing.
Yep.
Do you think maybe that I don't know the Dodgers didn't really have a competitive race down the end, so they should have been.
No,
And now they're
That might
playing
have
in
hurt 'em.
meaningful games, so
Yeah.
that could affect them that way. On the other hand, the Braves, maybe it took all their energy to win the division,
To win the division,
and now they're struggling to
yeah.
win games. And the Phillies, a lot of people said, you better watch the Phillies because they got hot. The last couple of weeks of the season, they got hot, earned their way in, and they were a hot team. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now. That's for sure. And so is San Diego. I mean, I'm a little surprised, but they just seem like they don't. Tatis, I mean, when's he coming back? Next June?
next year sometime.
Yeah, sometime next year, playing without maybe their best player. Lenny says the Braves have Morton going today. I do believe that's a good thing for them because they won't see Wheeler or Nola today. I love the name Nola. He needed to be from New Orleans, Louisiana, did he
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, and his brother plays for San Diego, so they could meet
Really?
in the
Head to head.
NLCS.
They both pitch.
No,
No.
they could meet head to head.
You mean head to head as in mound and
Yeah.
batter? Yeah, I thought you just meant.
Yeah, the
as
Phillies
two
Nola
teams.
is a pitcher, and the Padres Nola is a catcher.
Will they one day be on the same team?
That would be neat.
I bet they will. Somehow they'll find a way to do that. Phillies, we've already mentioned this one, and the Braves. It's Charlie Morton versus Noah Syndergaard. In the Seattle, I feel bad for Seattle. I do think Houston is the better team in that series. It's looking like Houston may be the best team in baseball right now. But Seattle and Houston, Seattle's lost 2 games mainly because of Yordan Alvarez. I mean, he has hit 2 clutch home runs. He's not your Don. He's my Don. I want that guy on my team. Come up and hit clutch home runs. He hit a 3-run walk-off home run when they were down 2 runs in game 1. And then he hit the go-ahead home run in the 7th inning, was it, Brett? Maybe the 7th inning a couple days ago. This guy has been clutch. And believe it or not, the one he hit, the first one he hit in the walk-off home run was to right field, and it took it about 2 seconds to get out of the yard. The one he hit the other night to give him the lead was an opposite field home run. So you can't pitch the guy away. You can't pitch him inside. I don't know what you do with him. There is a thing called 4 balls or point them to first base, and there's going to come a time, and maybe for Seattle where they've learned their lesson and they,
Yeah.
I look at it like this right now. If you're Seattle, and I don't want to stay on this too long, we got so much to talk about. But if you're Seattle, tell me what you would do, Mike and Brett. If you're Seattle and you got a 1-run lead, or I'll even say a 2-run lead to make the question easier on you. He comes up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. What are you doing? You got a 2-run lead. He comes up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and we'll say 7th or 8th inning. Or even the 9th inning.
Yeah, I wouldn't walk him.
You would not walk him. Yep.
If you're up by 4, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, if it's 4, it's no doubter.
Yeah.
If it's 4, it's a no doubter. But
up by 1, no way. You can't walk in the tie and run.
Walk in the tie and run. You better be very careful how you pitch the guy, though. But at some point, you probably are going to have to throw a strike.
As good as he is, he still makes an out more often than he
Who
hits
don't?
a hit or hits a home run.
Tell me a major league player.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
the odds are still in your favor.
It just seems like he is so. We'll find out more as baseball goes on in the next 15 days or whatever, if they make it that far. Just how clutch he can be, because it just seems like he steps it up a notch in those clutch situations. How many home runs did he hit on the season?
I don't know. I would guess in the 40s.
Yeah. Yep. Some of those have stood out. I mean, he's definitely got a live bat. He can smoke it. Houston's got Lance McCullers today against George Kirby. The Yankees, Luis Severino, that's their ace right now, right? Or not? I guess what's his name, still the ace, but Severino's
Garrett Cole. He's there. He would be their third guy.
Oh, third
Garrett
guy.
Cole and Nestor Cortez are their top 2.
And let's see, so that's Severino against Tristan McKenzie for the Guardians.
Alvarez hit 37 home runs.
37. None more memorable than the game when he hit in Game 1 of the Seattle series. That was unbelievable. I was sitting there watching it and just thinking, wow, what just happened? San Diego's got Tyler Anderson. Brett's already told you this, on the mound against Joe Musgrove. It's Tyler Anderson, for the Dodgers, and Musgrove for the Padres tonight. So, I would say that all these teams have pretty good pitching throughout the series, or they wouldn't be in the position they're in today and having a chance to advance. But I still think this: if you had to bet money today, when the playoffs started, we thought Braves, Dodgers, we thought Yankees, and Astros. Which one would you rule out first right now? Or would you change anything? Do you think the teams down 2-1 will come back? Or which
I doubt
one would
both
you
of them
discard?
will.
Yeah. But you're
I like the Braves' chances
better than the Dodgers, do you?
Yeah. I think they're more likely to
Well, the Phillies probably not
start
quite as
hitting.
good as the Padres. And during the season, right? During the regular
And the
season.
Padres' bullpen is great. If the Dodgers don't have the lead after 6 innings, it's going to be very hard for them to win.
Right.
And that puts a lot of pressure on them
It does.
early.
It does. Yep. They're going to have to find a way, the Dodgers, to get. I don't know what the Braves have done either, though. It might be very similar, but you got to get.
Well, they hadn't scored many.
Got to get the hits with those runners in
Yeah.
scoring position. You got to get the clutch hits. A 2-out double, more often than not, goes for nothing. You know what I'm saying? A 2-out double more often than
And
not.
the Braves got beat 7-6 game 1, and then they've scored 3 and 1 in the last 2 games.
Yeah,
They won the game 3-0.
Yeah,
and
they got a shutout. And who was the?
That was Kyle Wright.
Kyle Wright. Yeah.
Yeah, Max Fried did not pitch well in game 1, and he's
probably scheduled for Game 5.
Their
Should
ace.
it go?
Yeah, I don't think he would get hit like that again if he does get to pitch again.
Lenny says we're going to take a timeout. Lenny says Jordan is the, and he's talking about my Don. You understand that? Jordan is the new Poppy. Kind of looks like him and is hitting in the big moments like him. He says I think Jordan hit 30s in the 30s, and Brett looked it up and it was 37 regular season. 37 regular season home runs. We're going to take a timeout. Thanks for tuning in this morning. However you may be listening, we'll be back in a moment.
untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us on Sports Talk. Wanted to run down those games today. Just in case you don't know, Fox Sports 1, 2 o'clock today, Phillies Braves. 4 o'clock today, Seattle and Houston on TBS. Also on TBS, believe it or not, the Yankees are playing in primetime. Did anybody realize they're playing in primetime? Every single game. Even the rain out was in prime time. Right there when we were forced to watch the Commanders and the Bears. Sorry, Brett.
Just total dominance.
Total dominance. Total dominance. Just commanded.
Yeah, Brett. I said
game.
I said through the second half of that game just for you, just knowing that Washington is your team, but it was difficult.
The TBS game, that's the second TBS game, the Yankees and Cleveland, 7:30. And then the nightcap, and this is a 6:30 start in California. That's why they're always the last game. It's 9:30 tonight here, San Diego and the Dodgers on FS1. Who have been the broadcasters? Any broadcasters in these games that it slips my mind right now that you recognize that, because it's on TBS and it's on FS1. John Smoltz is involved in the Braves series, but I don't know who the play-by-play guy is. But is there somebody missing that we would like to see broadcasting some playoff games, or are we fine with what we got?
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
I've
I'm
heard.
just throwing it out there.
I heard Bob Costas. I can't remember if that was in
he
the
did
first
the Yankee
round
game.
or okay.
He did the Yankees game. No, it wasn't first round. He's in.
Well, he might have did first round too.
He may have,
but
well, it's different networks.
because
It was
first round had
ESPN networks.
yeah,
then, so he
ESPN,
wouldn't have.
ABC even
Right.
had a game,
Yep.
game or two.
Yep. The Disney networks is what we should call it. Because
But now, for these series, the American League are all on TBS, and then the National League are on Fox and Fox Sports.
I
1.
haven't. Nothing's really bothered me. I haven't paid.
I like the Fox Sports
haven't-
pregame with Ortiz and
Oh, they're great.
um,
Poppy's good on TV.
I can't remember who all
Well,
it is.
I'm guessing A-Rod.
A-Rod,
The same group. Yeah.
Frank Thomas.
Yep. They're good.
Yep.
They're good together. They're good. Entertaining. I love it when they, fake argue with each other a
Yeah.
little bit, put the Red Sox Poppy on batting helmet on Poppy. The other night they did it, and he wasn't looking. They put a Yankee helmet. Remember? Did you see that?
No.
They put a Yankee helmet on Poppy, and he got rid of it in a hurry. I think he might even threw an expletive out there. He's been known to do that in public. The Nola brothers played at LSU.
Yeah, they are. I looked them up. They're from Baton Rouge.
And their last name is Nola. Now,
Nola,
did they
yeah.
change that, or did that actually happen? Wouldn't they have been BRLA?
Yeah.
If they were from Baton Rouge? But that is so neat that they're named
Yeah.
Nola. And
Aaron
from
and
Louisiana.
Austin, I think, are there.
Aaron a pitcher. Austin was a shortstop who converted to catcher after getting to the pros. That comes from Lenny. Don Revels lets me know something I had not heard. This must have just happened very recently. Bruce Sutter.
Yeah, I saw
Passed
that.
away.
He did, Bruce Sutter.
69 years old. Brett, do you remember Bruce
I know
Sutter?
the name.
Big-time closer for the Cubs and Cardinals,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. I know the Cardinals, and I want to say he was a long-time Cub as well. Had the beard, and he was kind of one of the first big-time closers
He was.
that I remember.
Yeah.
The guy, and when they actually called him a closer. So
I think he
sad to hear that news.
went into
69.
went into the Hall of Fame 2007 maybe.
Monty
Sutter.
Mosteller says thumbs down, and he's a Yankee fan, so he's obviously got a vested interest in this series. Thumbs down on Costas and Ron Darling.
I like Ron Darling, but
he's a Mets broadcaster. You got to remember
Yeah.
that too. He does the Mets game. Is that part of it, Mike? I just wonder why. What is it?
Now, I was
that's-
listening on the
Bob
radio.
Costas is just class.
on the radio yesterday, and Dan Shulman sounds like a lifelong Yankees fan when he's doing a game.
Does
I
he?
mean, the
Hey, maybe
excitement
he is.
level for
Maybe it is.
the Yankees was
Well, what gets me is Joe Buck sounds like more of a Cowboys fan when he does their game than Troy does.
yeah.
Troy's pretty good. I mean, he stays
Yeah.
pretty neutral.
He does.
But Joe gets excited. But I will say this: Joe don't get half as excited as Jim Nance when he's doing a
Yeah.
Cowboy game. Of course, he's got Mr. Cowboy right beside him in Romo. But Jim Nance is
Yeah, it's funny how the two
yeah.
top duos have former Cowboy
Yep.
quarterbacks.
Yep. That is
So when will Dak join the booth?
Mutts is what Monty says and gives him a thumbs down again. When will Dak join? No, it's not. It's not going to be Dak. It's going to be Cooper Rush. joining the broadcast booth when he gets cut at the end of the season. That's one backup quarterback I don't think has to worry about being released for a long time.
Yeah.
I will
No.
say that. He come in there and did his
4
job.
straight wins.
Was not flashy at all, but got the job done. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Where did he go to school? I cannot think.
Good question. Good question. I just know that Geddy Lee should have a jersey. Anybody get that?
No.
Do you know who Geddy Lee is? Oh, my gosh. Tell them, guys. Geddy Lee should have a jersey. Why would I bring that up and say Geddy Lee? The lead singer of Rush.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah. Why
Thank you.
would he not have that jersey to
He
wear?
needs that one. For
He
sure,
does.
Yeah.
Maybe
does.
he hates the Cowboys.
Well, you know,
Central Michigan, Cooper Rush.
Central. Oh, the Chippewas.
there you go,
My
Mike.
favorite nickname.
Central Michigan.
Central
Somehow they
Michigan.
always pop up
Yeah.
in our show.
He's from Charlotte, Michigan.
Charlotte. He's from
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say. He's from Charlotte. And we didn't even know it. There is one NFL quarterback that is from Charlotte, and I know you guys know who that is. Don't tell him, Brett. Wow. Silence.
Ooh.
You know who it is, don't you, Brett?
I did.
NFL quarterback from Charlotte. His team is 4-1. Wow, off to a great start. His team is 4-1. Somebody throw that out there. That'd be a good trivia question. I know some of our listeners has to know
Ooh.
who the quarterback is.
He must be a backup
From-
somewhere, obviously.
He is 4-1. He is
He is
4-1 as a
4-1.
starter this year.
Started this
Yep.
year.
Yep. And Mike, I am most disappointed
Oh.
in you. I'm most disappointed
How
in
can I
you.
be- how
Daniel
can I
Jones?
miss this?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, my God.
Charlotte Christian to Duke.
To
That's why
Duke.
I'm disappointed in you.
You should be.
And
I
on
concede.
into the NFL. Yep, Daniel Jones. His team.
Yeah, I
is
forgot.
And I
forgot
feel
about
so
him
good
being
about
from-
him.
from
I mean,
Charlotte.
Charlotte Christian.
Yeah, that's a great story. The
It is.
Giants are a good story.
It is. Let's see. We're going to get into a lot of different things. Well, I want to talk a few minutes, guys, about. I'm not going to get into the controversy with Daniel Snyder and the team formerly known as the Redskins and all the stuff he's about to bring out. I will ask Brett, who follows the Commanders, not like he does the Dodgers, I'll say, or the Lakers, and I understand why they haven't been relevant in so long.
Or not like he does Notre Dame.
But he does watch them, and
I still watch every game.
oh, you want Snyder gone?
Yeah.
That's a simple question. Do you want Snyder gone?
Yep.
Now I know the
I want
Cowboys
Ron Rivera
fan-
gone, too.
and Monty can comment on that, and Jason if he's listening. More Washington fans. I know a handful.
I don't know if Monty.
Heidi.
I don't think Monty's still a Washington fan.
Has Monty gave up on him?
I don't. I can't remember if he said he.
I'll
had or
say
not.
this.
A lot of people have though.
Yeah, I'll say this. If you guys haven't given up on them and took on another team, you probably never will, because they have really been.
yeah. When's the last time they were relevant? I mean,
Well, they've made the playoffs off and on, but
Yeah.
I don't even know if they've won a playoff game since the Super Bowl teams of the '90s. Do you, Brett? If they've won a playoff game?
They won one in the 2000s. I think
One.
just one.
So if you hadn't given up and gone, and I figure Brett with all his L.A., the Dodgers and the not the Yankees, the Dodgers and the Lakers, about the same, that he would have gone to the Rams or the Chargers one and been, but or the Packers.
Well, actually, the
Or
team
Packers.
I might would choose would be the Raiders, but
the Raiders.
I'm
yeah.
not
Yep.
not strongly considering switching yet.
Boy, did they let one get
Oh.
away. They played pretty well against the Chiefs.
I don't
few nights
understand the
back, but-
analytics.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes left. You go for 2 when you could have tied the game. You're going to have to stop KC anyway. I don't know. But then you do stop KC, then you're behind.
Yeah.
So,
I guess they felt like their chances to win in overtime would be slim. That's the only thing.
Well-
That's the way I looked at it.
well, it's even Steven. I mean, it's overtime. Both teams get possession. I've seen that a couple times this year. I know when App went for 2 against Carolina, first game. with like 2 or 3 minutes
Yeah.
left. Then they tried the onside kick because they were down. They missed the 2-pointer.
Unless I was just put in that situation as the Raiders the other night, I don't know exactly what I would do there.
Yeah.
Because Kansas City, the prolific offense, in the league.
But you're going to have to stop them anyway.
Right.
Whether it's
I know, but let's say you do stop them and it goes to overtime. Who you going to pick to win in that overtime period? I mean, she's still going to pick Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they thought we get this. It puts a little more pressure on them.
But on the other hand, had
ways.
Devontae Adams not just briefly juggled that sideline grab, it probably would have been a first down.
Yeah, he did. I promise you, I have seen worse coaching moves.
Yeah.
This season than them going for 2. I really have.
Well, they got into a discussion, the announcers did, about analytics and this and that and going with your gut and maybe your left tackle's not playing well. I mean, all these other things.
Go with your gut and not your butt.
Yeah.
So I don't know where those thoughts are coming from. Monty, on the Redskins / Commanders, I gave up about 5 years ago. Snyder is worse than JJ in Dallas. Still pull for them, but have converted to the Panthers.
Well, that's one thing I won't do.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here
go
that
to
they've
the
had.
Panthers.
There's a lot of people within a 50-mile radius of Charlotte that if they've had a team that they pulled for before the Panthers arrive, the Panthers are probably number 32 on their list.
Yeah.
That they don't like the Panthers.
Well, there was a time, Brett doesn't remember, but you do, David, when, I mean, this was Washington Redskins, and I use their old name.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure it was.
Everybody
you got them every week on TV.
Got them every week on TV. I mean, just in this area, before the Panthers, all that, the Redskins were the team.
Yep. Yeah, growing up, more fans in either liked Washington or Dallas.
Yeah.
There was a few Pittsburgh mixed in, some Miami mixed in, but for the most part, it was Washington or Dallas. You liked one.
And that was a heated rivalry.
Oh yeah,
around here.
Yeah,
Washington and
right.
Dallas.
It was.
Now it doesn't mean near as much.
But also we're looking forward to a big game on Sunday night with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the
that
Cowboys.
is a big one. Yeah,
it's a big game, and it looks like that Rush will get one more start before Dak is ready to go. Now they may be hiding that, I don't know, but
the rush hour.
Lenny says Suter passed away yesterday from cancer. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2006, first pitcher to be elected to the Hall of Fame that never started a game in the major leagues. That's a pretty good title to have.
You're right. He kind of did sort of invent that position, didn't he? The closer.
I can't remember.
A specialist.
Wasn't Goose Gossage that for the Yankees?
Well, that's true.
Maybe a little before
Goose
Suter.
He might have been.
And there may have been even more. I mean,
how about Raleigh?
That's what Eckersley did.
Yeah, Eckersley.
Eckersley
was a closer.
Yeah, I think he, like Smoke, started as a starter and then wound up being a closer for a couple different teams. Eckersley did. Yeah. He also says that Suter played for the Cubs, Cardinals, and the Braves. And then he says, I don't remember him with the Braves, but he had looked it up. Now that he said that, I kind of do. I kind of recall that he played a little bit for the Braves.
Was there a particular pitch that Suter was associated with, the split finger fastball?
Yeah,
maybe?
It was something like that.
I'm
not even sure if that's what it was called at the time. I think it might have been, though. Mm-hmm. It might have been the old split finger fastball. Before we get sidetracked again, I said I didn't want to talk much about Daniel Snyder, and that seemed like we didn't even mention Snyder but once, and it seemed like we stayed on that topic.
Al Michaels mentioned in
10. Yeah, he did. 10 or 15 minutes. But just real quick, the firing of Matt Rule this week, most people think it didn't come soon enough, that they'd like to have started the season with a fresh coach.
Yeah, and that's the question. 5 games in, why now? I mean, why not before the start of the season?
I heard the other day, there's a lot of thought goes into that. I think if you know I think it's a courtesy thing to do to your coach, honestly, is go ahead and do it then. If you know it's going to happen at the end of the year. Dan Patrick made a point this week that you don't want to keep the guy around knowing you're going to fire him and then he goes on a 3 or 4 game win streak.
Yeah, and then it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. He was starting to become the story in the press conferences.
Yep.
You know, So when your coach becomes a story rather than the game or how the team's doing.
He wound up a big story in his exit.
Oh yeah,
interview, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Even with the little heated confrontation there with Scott Fowler of the Observer.
Yeah, the legendary Scott Fowler, the Observer column.
He called him out, and I haven't read the story, but you told me he's wrote a good column on.
Yeah, read
on their back
read
and
Fowler's response to the testy exchange they had in the press conference between Tepper. It was actually between Tepper and Fowler.
I've heard some of the names, and you guys help me with who they are because I haven't got it pulled up. But some of the names that might replace.
Well, I saw a story yesterday, Sean Payton,
and that's not happening.
That's not happening.
I would be totally shocked.
No,
because that guy can pick now where he wants to go.
Why in the world?
And he's not coming to Charlotte
to a dysfunctional franchise.
He would have never left New Orleans.
No,
for Charlotte. I mean, I think the things were in the works to go to Dallas for Sean Payton, but now all of a sudden McCarthy's got them 4-1. So
if they finish 12-4, win the division, and go to the playoffs,
they're not
going to fire
they're
McCarthy.
They're not. I wouldn't think so. And then Sean Payton is going to have. There's usually on average 6 to 8 NFL jobs open.
Yeah.
What do you think a job is that he might be interested in? I'm talking about Payton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know what's going to come open, but I think we can figure out there are going to be some.
Well, some of them are talking about not even keeping the guys around another year. Buffalo will not be open. Miami will not be open. New England will not be open, and the Jets will not be open.
What about Denver? That coach,
Denver could be open.
Rookie coach has
Denver
made
could
so
be
many
open.
tactical
and he would
mistakes.
be good. He would probably be good there, to be honest.
Yeah.
What about the Chargers? How long has their coach been in place?
He's not been there long.
Because I could see Sean Payton and Justin Herbert being a good,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be a good matchup.
duo.
It would be, but I don't think they get rid of their coach. Because I think unless they don't make the playoffs,
I don't think he's going.
I think
he would go
playoff
somewhere
team.
with a quarterback in place.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Don Revels says Matt Rule's going to make $800,000 a month for the next 4 years.
Oh yeah, he's rich.
Well, that's why you signed the contract.
Yeah.
And that that's that
What did he
Do you
sign?
think he'll go back to college?
He will. He's already been mentioned.
Does he lose that money if
That's a good question.
he starts getting paid again?
Very good. They come to some settlement?
It might be if he's hired by another NFL team. I would bet it has nothing to do with nothing to do with college, but it might be if he gets hired by another NFL team, then the contract's void.
he's already been associated with.
But he don't have to worry about that though. That's not happening.
What are Nebraska, of course. I mean, everybody in the world has been associated with the Nebraska job.
But how many college coaches have gone back to college and been a success again?
That's a good point.
It's not that many.
No.
I mean, Chip Kelly right now has
He's
UCLA undefeated.
It took him a while.
It did take a while.
You're right.
Spurrier didn't go back, did he? Did he go back to college or did he
South
retire?
Carolina.
Did he go?
He went back to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Remember?
Okay. Well, he was pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
But nothing like he was at Florida.
No.
Yeah, I wonder how many transitioned to the NFL, then back to college.
So Chargers
How
coach
successful
Brandon
were they?
Staley's in his second year.
Yeah, they're not.
So they're probably not getting rid of
getting
him.
rid of him.
Who's Chargers?
Yeah.
Brandon Staley.
12-10 so far.
And honestly, I think he and Herbert have a pretty good relationship and pretty good. I mean, they seem to be on the same page, So, I think he's set there for a while. Other places maybe you could see him land. I'm just scanning through the teams.
About
Indianapolis.
could be
Help me real quick. Who's the head coach there now? Frank Reich.
Frank Reich.
Yep. It could be the end for him if they don't make the playoffs this year. Ursay's about as impatient as
How about Arizona?
any owner.
They've been disappointing.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to Arizona. That's just I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. I would
Cliff
consider
King.
Indianapolis.
Cliff
At some point, Pete Carroll's going to step down.
Yeah,
and
I don't know. He's 71 or 2.
I mean, Yeah, still getting it done. I'm not taking anything away from him, but at some point he's going to step down, and I don't know if they hire anybody within. I don't know if they go after Dan Quinn, who was a longtime coordinator there, to be their head coach.
Quinn getting it done as the defensive guru.
But do you want a defensive coordinator? It seems to be working for the Jets right now.
Well, it's working for the Cowboys.
They've had
right
a big
now.
turnaround. McCarthy's the offensive guy.
I'm talking about Dan Quinn.
He's not a
as the
head
defense.
coach.
That's true.
I said, do you want a head coach?
He probably will be next year.
Yeah, well, he turned some down this year.
Yeah.
He turned some away. But the right one would probably get his attention.
Well, he's got some star defensive players in Dallas. Well, their defense is about as good as anybody. Micah Parsons might be the best player in the
Micah Parsons
defensive player
is
in the
bringing
league
back
already.
comparisons to the great Lawrence Taylor.
Well, it's either him or Aaron Donald, and he's a lot younger
Right.
than Aaron Donald. So I was just looking here at some of the other options. San Francisco's not one.
No,
The Rams
not Kyle
one.
Shanahan.
The Cardinals, I'm not so sure about. It could be open. But Raiders, I mean,
Josh McDaniel.
Davis, what's his name? That's Mark Davis. He's kind of impatient like his dad was. He gets it honestly, and if things don't work out and they don't make the playoffs and they're not looking good right now at 1-4,
Terrible.
they could make a move.
How
I could see him going to Vegas or Denver. That would be my pick.
How many members of the Belichick coaching tree have really done well as head coaches? I mean,
they all come crawling back.
I mean, they all go back. I mean, the guy Mike was it Patricia? Not.
I don't know if it's Mike. It might have been, but
Matt.
Not good, terrible at Detroit. Now he's crawled back.
The best one has been the one at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yep, the former linebacker for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he even coach for the Patriots?
Oh, well, he may have.
He
shortly,
probably
but
did.
He probably.
Yeah, I
did
think he
shortly,
did.
but I can't.
Vrabel.
Yep,
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike
Vrabel. It just came to my mind. We're going to take a timeout. Let's give you this real quick. Lenny says the split finger fastball was his pitch. He's talking about Suter.
Yeah.
Kind of learned the pitch to save his career after arm trouble in the minor leagues. Just real quick, I will say this before we go to the break. Tomorrow, let's see, take me 20 seconds here. The Commanders. The Redskins was mentioned on the air that night. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but somebody did say Redskins.
Oh, a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of the guys still
game.
do it.
It's hard not to.
Very
I'm
hard.
still saying San Diego on the chart.
Yeah.
I know.
From time to time. But the Commanders did get the win 12-7. Tomorrow it's San Francisco at Atlanta, New England at Cleveland, the Jets at Green Bay. All of a sudden, that looks like a pretty good matchup. Jets at Green Bay. Jacksonville at Indy. Minnesota at Miami, another good game. Cincinnati at New Orleans, speaking of good games. I still think New Orleans is better than a 2-3 team. I think they're going to – you don't?
I don't think so.
Okay. A lot of talent on that team.
Well,
it's all about the quarterback.
Their top receiver, he can't stay on the field.
No, he can't. Yeah. The best player is the available player, right?
Yep.
If you're available,
That's right.
then
You're the best
we'll talk
player.
about you. If you're not, no need to. That's Cincinnati at New Orleans. The Ravens at the Giants. At the first of the year before the season started, I said Ravens 25-point favorite. Not anymore. The Giants have Dabo's in the running. Is that his name, Dabo?
Yeah, Brian
in the running for
Daboll.
Coach of the Year at this point. Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh really struggling. Mike Tomlin's not going to keep that streak alive this year, where he's not had a losing season since he's been there, and only won 8-8.
I hear there's unrest. I mean, even someone as revered as Tomlin, if you don't win, just win, baby.
Well, they have give him absolutely nothing.
No, he's not hitting that much.
You either this quarterback situation they gave him. You either start Trubisky or a rookie. Okay.
Yeah, pick it.
And then you got Watt that's out for the year now, I think, with that torn pectoral muscle. I mean,
Now Minka Fitzpatrick's going to miss a little bit of time.
Yeah, he can't win with that crowd.
Juju
I don't blame him at this
is
point.
gone.
Yeah. Yep. Although Sean Payton would probably look good in the black and gold if he went to Pittsburgh. I mean, that's another place that,
I even heard that Tomlin might bolt Pittsburgh, and he would be a candidate for the Panthers job. Can't see that. No.
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 He is not an idiot.
No.
I was trying to think, what was I going to say about Pittsburgh, along with New England, right? Aren't they the only two with 6 Lombardi trophies in the case? That's the only two teams with 6. Then you got Dallas and San Francisco with 5, if I remember correctly. So yeah, he's at a franchise that one of only 2 teams have 6 of those. And New England's closer than Pittsburgh right now to the 7th one, but both of them are far away.
What was the joke you showed me last night? The
Dallas Cowboy
cheerleaders that cheered for the last Dallas Super Bowl team are now drawing Social Security, right? Yeah.
Had a picture of a current cheerleader and 2 elderly ladies that were the cheerleaders for the last Super Bowl. I give Marty Holbrook credit on that.
That's a good one.
Marty sent me that. Real quickly, we ended with Tampa at Pittsburgh. It's the Panthers at the Rams. So interim coach Steve Wilkes is going to start 0-1.
Charlotte ties.
Although the Rams are struggling.
Yeah, they
are struggling. Charlotte ties. Yeah, he went to West Charlotte.
Yeah.
Arizona at Seattle. Buffalo at Kansas City. And the night game is Dallas at Philadelphia. That should really be a good one for first place in the NFC East. And on Monday night, I don't know what to think about Denver, but if they don't get some offense going, they're going to get run out of the building probably by the Chargers. Denver at the Chargers, 8:15 on Monday night. So, no game this week for the Lions, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Texans. We have started the bye weeks now. So,
and those are 4 teams we don't really care whether they have a bye week.
Whoa! You hear that, Rodney? There you go. Step on the man while he's down. Step on the man while he's down. Take a time out. Thanks for tuning in. Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Good coffee. Even though it's starting to get a little on the cool side, might have to have another cup. The Dunkin' Donut coffee is about empty already. And it's a small cup, though. You know, look how small the cup is.
I assume you like Dunkin' Donut coffee.
I do.
Cheers to
I do. I like Dunkin' Donut donuts as well. Now, Brad asked as we went to the break, Dan Campbell, what's his background? He was associate or assistant, however you want to word it, head coach under one of the best. And he's not coaching right now. That's a good hint. Under one of the best, but he's currently not coaching.
Sean Payton.
Yes. And I don't know how many
He's
years he
the best
did
coach I
that.
know who isn't coaching.
Yeah. Also, the tight ends coach while with the Saints for 5 years. He did that. Also helped with the Dolphins. Before that, he helped with the Dolphins for
What's
6
the
years.
Lions' current record?
They only won one game.
Yeah, but they've been in games.
And here's the funny part. They were leading the league in scoring going into last week.
I know.
And what happened?
They got shut out.
The Patriots shut them out.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots shut them out. You lead the league in scoring, and you can't even get 3 on the board.
That's yeah.
So it still goes to show you that the old man can still coach.
He can still coach.
Belichick can devise a game plan for anybody, and you know, he just don't have the offensive weapons. Of course, he's never had great weapons, but he had Brady all those years, who made everybody else better around him, and he's not getting that. Of course, he didn't have Mac Jones playing, and he's going to be fine.
I think so.
Mac Jones will be fine. He'll be the starter there for a while, I think.
And they're always going to play good defense.
Yeah.
Well, this guy playing here lately looks pretty good. Filling in for Mac Jones.
Yeah, it's a weird name, isn't it?
Starts with
Yeah,
Z.
it is.
Yeah, Z.
Zappy. Something.
Yeah,
It is
I
Zappy.
think it's it.
Frank Zappy.
Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.
Would you like to see Frank Zappa quarterback in a football team this day and
the
time?
Mothers of Invention.
Oh Lord, that
funny.
would be hilarious.
I'm trying to. I did know where Zappy played his college ball, but I can't think.
Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
Well, if you knew that, you are a football genius.
You are.
Yeah.
23 years old.
All right.
Kind of like knowing that
Bailey Zappi.
Who did we discuss earlier that went to Central Michigan?
Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Kind of like knowing that. I mean, you know, that would be easier to know because he's been in the news a lot here lately. Frank Zappi. It's not even
What
Frank.
famous
what is his
pop
name?
and/or folk song mentions Chippewas in it?
Oh, that's Edmund Fitzgerald.
Edmund Fitzgerald. Ah, you got it.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think he's actually talking about the football team.
No.
Even though it is in Michigan, and he's, singing about the
Talking about the big legs,
Yeah.
Superior.
yep. Yeah, something about the Chippewa on down.
Yeah,
I
something
can't
like
remember
that.
how it
Yeah.
goes, but I do remember that being
From the
mentioned.
Chippewas on down
Yeah.
as part of the lyric.
What does that mean, Mike?
I don't know.
I've never.
You know there are 6
Yep.
college games today with 2 ranked teams playing each other.
It's probably the biggest day of the season.
2 top 10 matchups.
I get accused of saying it's the biggest week of the season every week.
Yeah,
Although
Well, this is it so far.
this
is
really
it would have to be if you got that many.
I mean, you got 2 games with 2 undefeated teams playing each other. Well, there's more than that, but
Well, I was just
2 top 10s.
Just glancing
Alabama,
here,
Tennessee are ranked 3 and 6.
just glancing here last night. Florida International beat Florida. They fell. They
fell.
beat Texas San Antonio. Won the game 30-10. SMU defeated Navy 40-34.
Now get this, guys. Tanner Mordecai for SMU throws for 336 yards.
That's
Guess
a
where
great-
he once was a quarterback.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're shedding quarterbacks,
That's a great name.
and they don't even have a backup now. I don't get it.
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
I like
Great
I
name.
I like that.
Tanner Mordecai.
On Thursday, West Virginia defeated Baylor in a low-scoring contest, 43-40. It is compared to Central Florida because Central Florida scored 70 in their game and routed Temple.
Both
70
games had 83 points.
Yeah, 13. And the over-under was 82 in both. Now, I'm going to say if you got the over, if you picked over in those two, you probably won your bet.
Yeah.
And you can thank.
One was 46, one was 54.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget Wednesday's matchup, guys, in which Louisiana defeated Marshall.
Beat the Thundering Herd by
23-13.
10, 23-13. I'll tell you what, it gets heavy in a hurry today. You talk
Yeah.
about all those top 10 matchups, or top 25 matchups, Brett. Here's a top 10 one to kick off the day. Penn State, Michigan at noon on Fox. Auburn, Ole Miss. Auburn has become a punching bag this year for the SEC. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's just taking their frustrations out on Auburn right now.
Well, when are they going to fire their coach? I mean, we hear it every week.
They fired the wrong one.
Yeah, Gus Malzahn.
Yes. I don't know what brought that about. But
Who's now living the good life at UCF.
well, I like that guy. I always
I do
liked
too.
that
I
guy
always
as a
liked
coach.
Tommy Tuberville, and they got rid of him at one time, too.
You know, we're talking about coaches and longevity and things like that. How many coaches actually get to name when they're quitting?
Yeah.
How many college or NFL coaches get to name that I'm stepping now? I'm retiring. It's very seldom, isn't it? Very seldom that they get to announce their own retirement.
Yeah. Can we name any college coach right now that can say that? I'm stepping down. I mean, but it's on your own terms.
Yep.
Nobody.
I mean,
Well, there's
not
some
even
that'll
Urban
be
Meyer.
able to. Nick Saban can coach until he's
Yeah.
ready
Oh yeah,
to retire.
Nick. Yeah, Nick Saban is the one.
But
I
I'm
think
just saying.
Mac Brown's safe at North Carolina until he's ready to retire.
Sure he is.
Yeah,
Sure he is.
He's safe.
Yep. But the fact that there's 300 college teams though, and you're having trouble naming some of those, just tells you how difficult it is. And then in NFL, the percentage is probably even lower.
Yeah.
Belichick, he'll stay till he was ready to
How about
retire.
Dave Doran at
So
NC
will
State?
So will Andy Reid, but Andy Reid has been fired.
Oh, I know one.
You know?
Dabo Sweeney.
Yeah,
They can
Dabo's
name
safe.
his. They can name his departure.
Probably, but you never know. You never know in college when things can go sour.
Well, that's right.
And then
don't I know?
And then they don't keep you. I mean,
Oklahoma fan
Yep,
here.
then they don't
11-2 from 11-2 to disgrace.
Well, as usual, Mike, piece of cake game today for the OU. They got Kansas rolling in. Oh, that's Kansas that's ranked. My bad, not OU.
Yeah.
Kansas at number 19.
Yeah.
What you want to bet Oklahoma wins that game?
Oklahoma's a 9.5-point favorite.
How is that possible? After getting just dismantled 3 weekends in a row.
Okay. Are you telling me that if it was even, you wouldn't pick Oklahoma to win?
What do you mean even?
If it was no point spread, you wouldn't pick
No,
Oklahoma?
I've had to grimace painfully through the last. I'm picking Kansas.
Okay.
I'm
I would probably
straight
pick
up.
Kansas with the points.
Straight up.
You said how many? 9?
9.5.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I would
Yeah,
probably
I'll
take
take the
Kansas
points.
with the points.
I know they're figuring Dylan Gabriel will be back at quarterback after undergoing concussion protocol, but still.
No kin to Peter
And Kansas
or Roman.
looks like a pretty good team to me. I don't think it's
Yeah.
just.
Well,
a
they were in
fluke
the
that
game
they're
last week. Where
5.
was that at? They were in
TCU,
TCU,
who's also
yeah.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, now Kansas's quarterback is out. Jalen Daniel, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That could make.
But
a
their
big
backup
difference.
came in and
That's
almost
the
saved the
difference.
day.
That's the you didn't mention that. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's why
for-
they're
yeah.
underdogs.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the 9.5 points. Iowa State at Texas. All of a sudden, Texas
Well,
on the
now
move.
they
on
It
improvement.
looks like they found a quarterback in
Mhm.
Gwyn. Is it Ewers? Ewers, yeah.
And I pull for their coach. I like Sark. You know,
Sark.
he's been through some personal issues and
Yeah.
tried his best to come out of that and recover, and seems to be doing good. And you just have to pull for people like that get a second chance and make the best of it. And so far he is. Minnesota at Illinois.
Illinois. Brett Bielema. Or is it Bielema?
Yes. The only thing I'm thinking about is, Illinois is finally good. They're okay. But
They're pretty good.
But football in the state of Illinois has been so disappointing over the last 25 years.
Oh, I know.
With the Illini and the Bears. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just
Minnesota and Illinois both one-loss teams.
Yeah.
quietly.
Yeah.
Kind of quietly anyway. Just scrolling down, Coastal Carolina's at home to take on Old Dominion. Miami, boy, you talking about a disappointment for Cristobal and the Hurricanes. They just cannot find a win. Play at Virginia Tech today, who's also struggling to find a win. California's at Colorado. Alabama, Tennessee. That's must-watch TV today.
Yep.
Number 3 and number 6. I told you last night, Mike, on our ride up to St. Stephen's, I like the Vols
Yeah.
in that game. I don't think Alabama is the dominant team that we've seen most years.
Nope.
And
And there's a
quarterback's banged up.
question with Bryce Young. Is he going to play today? And if he does, he is not 100%. If he does play,
he's not 100%.
Even if he was healthy, I'm like,
Yeah,
you.
I know. That crowd will be electric today. You can count on that. That would be a fun place to be watching a football game today. I think that championship runs through Georgia.
Yeah,
You know,
until proven differently.
Yeah, I still think Georgia is.
And they got an easy one today,
Yep.
Vandy.
Yeah, well, just
Between
as I
the
say
hedges.
that, watch it go to overtime.
Yeah, between the hedges.
Oklahoma State also playing well, plays TCU today. That's one of those games Brett was talking about. Number 8,
Undefeated.
number 13.
2 undefeated.
I hate that game is on at the same time as Alabama, Tennessee, because it'll just have to get.
nobody will watch it.
Well, it'll be the previous channel on my
Yeah.
on my remote. Previous channel.
Mine will be baseball.
Sonny Dykes versus the Mullet.
NC State and Syracuse, number 15 and 18.
Syracuse,
Arkansas,
undefeated.
Undefeated
5-0.
Syracuse, yep. I read that earlier in the week, but I'd already forgotten that they were undefeated. It's the only way they could be ranked in the top 25 would be undefeated. Arkansas, BYU. Arkansas has actually struggled the last few weeks in the SEC. Maryland, Indiana, Gardner-Webb at Liberty. Let's see. Texas State, who took it to Appalachian. Was that just last Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
They now play at Troy today. Charlotte is at UAB. Number 25, James Madison. How about them getting ranked? They can't go to a bowl game this year because it's their first year.
And yeah.
Yep. They got to
First
suffer
year
the
at-
same
and
penalty that App did when
with
they
the
came
big
in.
boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they are proven to be another Appalachian, really, because they're pulling off some pretty good wins,
I think
including
they-
a win over Appalachian.
I think that kind of started App's slow deterioration here of late. The App had them 28-3 in the first half of that game in Boone.
Yep.
And lost
It's
it.
just something about having a 28-3 lead, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, those numbers are probably for some reason, that's not what you want to have, right? It's kind of like Friday the 13th.
Yep.
LSU at Florida. LSU was manhandled last week by who was that? Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee rolled over LSU last week. Today it's LSU at Florida. Florida State's at home to take on Clemson. Clemson number 4 in the country. Florida State, 1 or 2 losses?
2, I think.
2. Not ranked now.
Yeah, I think they've lost 2 in a row.
Okay.
Do the Seminoles have a chance?
I wouldn't say they don't. I cannot say they don't have a chance, but if you ask me and I've got to pick, I'm going to say Clemson by 10 on the road.
Florida State lost to Wake by 10 and then lost to NC State by 2.
Yeah.
But aren't scoring, 21 and then 17.
See, Wake Forest is probably deserving of a top 25 ranking. I don't know if they are.
They are.
Okay.
They are ranked.
Okay.
Yeah, they just don't play today.
But I just thought the one loss that they do have might have kept them out of it. But
no, they're
I'm glad to hear that they are ranked. So
ranked 14th.
So Florida State's 2 losses were to ranked teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing about Clemson, it seems like their offense has figured it out. I mean, they're starting to score big time again after struggling last year. Quarterback, what's his name? TJ.
Got that
he's figured things out. He's playing much better. He's using his legs too on the zone read, and offensively, I think Clemson's. Well, they already had a good defense. We knew that, so they're a legitimate contender.
They're putting up some points.
Definitely have a shot playing in the ACC. They definitely have a shot to run the table and be in the 14 playoff.
Yeah, they do.
I would think. Mississippi State at Kentucky. Two teams headed in opposite directions here. Mississippi State finding ways to win. Kentucky's dropped 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
After they
got beat by South Carolina last week.
Yep.
Yeah, that hurt.
And they lost the week before to
Tennessee.
Was it? I don't sound right, but
no, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay.
Yeah, haven't played Tennessee yet.
I can't wait to see.
No Bourbon Bowl yet.
Can't wait to see every week what Mike Leach will say in the post-game press.
Hard not to pull for that guy.
Yeah,
he's a different kind.
He is
a football
coach. Different
kind of individual.
Breed.
Notre Dame's at home to take on Stanford. Nebraska is at Purdue today. Who's leading Nebraska? Didn't they win last week?
Yeah. Hey, they've still got a chance in that Big Ten West, despite what's happening.
Southern Cal, ranked number 7, is at number 20 Utah.
Nebraska's won 2 in a row.
And here's one thing we won't mention because I don't guess they play today. But UCLA, Chip Kelly's got them playing well. They're undefeated. Didn't we figure out, Brett, that they beat, or Mike, one of you guys I was talking about with this, didn't they beat Utah last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
UCLA Southern Cal game could be big down the stretch. It might even be for a spot in the playoffs.
Well, USC's got to get, but I still think Utah's dangerous.
They are.
We'll see how good USC is.
Yep.
UCLA's quarterback to me, looks like a Heisman contender. He looks great. What I saw last week in that Utah game, he can do everything.
I honestly think Chip Kelly now has his people in there, his players in there, and things are going to click for them for a while, I would think.
What is this, his 4th year, 5th year?
I think it's 5th, I think. Washington State's at Oregon State, North Carolina at Duke. And no, that's not on the hardwood. That's North Carolina at
this
Duke.
game slipped up on me.
Well, that's not the last game of the year anymore.
No,
They've moved it to the middle. All right, we're going to take our final time out, come back, all high school football from here on when we get back here on Sports Talk.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Sports Talk. David, Mike, Brett with you here. Going to spend some time on high school football. I get a message this morning that says East Burke may be the best 2-5 team in the state. There was another mistake in the officiating. Last night, it says in that game. Brett, did you recall?
Oh, I saw a lot of mistakes.
Well, one that stood. I'd
have to be reminded.
This is a translation of rule mistake. Like, honestly, I know what you're saying. I didn't mean that kind of mistake, like they missed calls, because you're only human and you're going to miss calls. But I would think,
and it was not interpretation of rules.
That was definitely not the worst officiated game I've seen.
Well, you know, whenever there's grounding in the quarterback's in the end zone and gets called for grounding, that's supposed to be a safety, and that was overlooked in a game earlier this year.
It's happened twice to Lincoln this year.
The same thing.
Yeah.
The grounding. Well, this one.
So it makes me think: is it supposed to be a safety?
Well, we know for sure.
I talked to officials, and they said yes.
Because Lincoln's
it is. 2 high school officials. And
been on defense, and that's happened twice, and they did not get a safety either time.
Wow. But this one involved an onside kick, and it says I'm not even gonna say which team or anything like that. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do it that way.
I do know the play now.
But an onside kick was in the air, and the kicking team caught it, and you're not allowed to touch it until it's hit the ground or another player. If you're the kicking team, you're not allowed to touch it. So that was an illegal touch, but it was not called. So
Yeah, speaking of Bunker Hill, comment from Fort Rembrandt. Bunker Hill's a very good team, very well coached, great kids. Very proud of both teams.
and he's talking about the big contest last night in Maiden between the two top teams, both undefeated in conference play.
Right.
And Maiden scored with under a minute to go to take the lead and win that game 36-33. So a very, very, very highly contested game last night.
And Link Polly, of course, many years as an official, said it is a safety when that happens.
Yeah, I thought it was. So Brett has seen that twice in two of the games he's been to. And last night
For Lincoln, it happened at Bunker Hill in a game they lost by 1 point.
Yeah, yep. And you don't even think about it at the time. I mean, it's you think they missed it and it's bad, but you think it was early in the game, right? Like in the first quarter,
Right before halftime.
So you think it won't, maybe it won't play in.
It was a 0-0 game at the time,
Yeah.
though, and it was right before halftime.
Yeah. What Super Bowl went to the half 2-0? I think I'm right on this.
Ooh.
Yeah. There was a Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure, went to halftime. I may be wrong about halftime, but the first score, I know it was 2-0. I think it went to halftime 2-0.
God.
For the history buffs out there, the NFL history buffs.
Lenny, where are you?
See if I'm right on that. Super Bowl went to the half at 2-0. I think it did go to halftime at 2-0. I have to look at it and make sure because I hate to mislead on the questions here. I am trying to get to my high school page here. There we go. And start rolling through these scores from last night. Mike's going to be disappointed again. I hate it for him.
Don't tell me Max
Didn't get the job done. Didn't get the job done.
On the hot seat.
On the hot seat.
Max is going to have to do better.
Yep. Yep. Wonder if he'll get $800,000 a month for the last. What was the years on that? What was that?
Next 4 years.
4 years,
Yep.
$800,000 a month to do nothing. If you want to,
No, he didn't
to do
do a
nothing,
thing.
to do nothing.
And I think what Dom
Of course, he was already getting that much to do nothing.
saying was if he takes another job, then that will be reduced.
Yeah.
I guess if he's, if his next job is giving him $500,000 a month, then
They'll
he
pay
only
the
gets
difference.
Yeah, the difference.
Yeah, and these coaches, I mean, he's still a young guy. He wants to coach.
Yeah,
so,
he's in his early 50s.
He's not going to care that he can get that money for doing nothing because
He's going to want to do
he's going to
something.
want to coach. He's going to want to coach. And to be honest, I hope he's a successful college coach again. I mean, it just didn't work out for him in NFL.
No.
How many guys can we say that about? How many can we say that
How
about?
many have made the successful transition? Very few. I mean, outside of Pete Carroll, can we name anybody? Well, I'm struggling. We're talking about some big.
Was Spurrier decent?
No.
He was decent.
Decent. I mean, but Pete Carroll has won a national championship in the Super Bowl. Has anybody else?
Yes. Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer. Yeah, but I just can't put him in Pete's class though.
He was not as good of an NFL coach as Pete Carroll.
And he inherited a Super Bowl team.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
he didn't build anything in the NFL.
He did inherit a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, he did, and there's no doubt about that. But he still had to be on the side.
I bet Pete Carroll loves seeing that name over there beside his. I do all this work. I built this Seattle franchise, and I took it from rags to riches. And then Switzer comes in here, and he's handed the top team in the league.
You may have an asterisk by Switzer's name at the pro level, but he was
a great college coach.
Great college.
I'm not taking the credit away. He still had to coach and win.
Yeah.
All the games and the Super Bowl, so I would never do that. But it's just a little different.
It is.
As Bill Parcells used to say he didn't get to buy the groceries. The groceries were already there. He just had to cook with them, right?
That's true.
That was one of the best lines ever. If you want me to cook, you got to let me buy the groceries. That was.
And what was the other great line that
Parcells
came out with?
He was good.
You are what your record says you are.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Two Bills is a good 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not as good though as the old John McKay sayings, though, or some of those.
No, John McKay was
he's the man,
the best ever.
He's the man.
The quiz.
How do you feel about your team's execution?
That will go down
I'm all
in
for
history.
it. I'm all
the
for
best
it.
ever.
Yeah, and you could take it a couple of different ways. We mentioned Charlotte Christian last night. They beat the number 3 team in North Carolina, Providence Day. Of course, Charlotte Christian. Oh, they're both private schools. Somebody has sent me the score last night, and I'm not going to call them out, but they didn't put day. They didn't put day, so I was thinking it was a public school they were playing, but it was Providence Day.
Right.
But Christian wins 38-37 in a slugfest in that one. Asheville beats McDowell 42-0. I was not expecting it to be that bad of a rout last night, but 42-0. 2A team to watch out for in the future. Monroe, of course, we've always watched out for them as a 2A team. They rolled over Parkwood last night 40-0. Olympic beat South Meck 28-22. Let's see, Forest Hills over West Stanley 35-14. Is Forest Hills undefeated?
Undefeated.
Are they?
They will play Monroe down the road.
Wow, that'll be a good one.
Last game of the season.
West Bladen beat Red Springs 39-20. I got a comment I got to read for you here as I give this score. Got a comment this morning, speaking of hearing from officials and things like that. Here's my comment. Good morning, David. I had the pleasure of working the Catholic Butler game last night. By far one of the best high school football games and comebacks that he had ever seen. Butler scored 20 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Catholic controlled the entire game until the fourth quarter. The Butler Independence game at the end of the season could be a good one, like old times. Here's the hint to let you know who it is. Today, I'm heading up the road to Raleigh for a Division II football game. So a referee on 2 different levels.
Mm-hmm. Must be Edwin
Barber. Edwin Barber.
Yeah, I saw.
Sent me that this morning.
That Catholic led that game 19-0 and ended up losing 20-19. But I didn't realize it was all in the fourth quarter.
Number one, you don't see that often in high school football. Number two, you don't see it at all against Charlotte Catholic. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's very rare for them to blow a 19-0 lead on the road, a home anyway. I don't care where they're playing. A little surprising, but I wonder if turnovers might have helped, might have played in. Not exactly.
And the Charlotte area seems pretty wide open this year. I think there's a lot of really good teams, but not the one team that really stands out.
Huff lost last night as well. I'm sure we'll get to that, but Huff lost last night to Mallard Creek. If I'm not mistaken, unless I read that wrong. But we'll keep moving here, and we'll get to that one. Havelock beat South Central 50-11. Scorigami? Probably not as far as high school goes. You guys are familiar with scorigami? Scores that have never happened before. Rocky Mount beat Southern Nash 43-28. Is Southern Nash the one we saw, Brett?
Yeah.
State title game a couple years ago. Mallard Creek did defeat Huff, number 13, over number 1 last night, 13-9, big-time defensive battle. West Rowan beat Central Cabarrus, 36-12. I'm looking for more West scores here to save a little time. East Forsyth beat R.J. Reynolds, 51-0. East Forsyth is for real. I mean, they will be number 1 now, in all likelihood, with the loss last night to Huff.
Yeah, they're probably going to have the top seed in the 4A West.
Independence 53, East Meck nothing. Weddington over Sun Valley 42-21. Weddington, the 9th ranked team in the state of North Carolina. And these rankings I give you are overall, not by classification. Marvin Ridge defeated Piedmont, 54 to 7. Northern Nash over Franklinton 56-14. Wallace Rosehill over Kinston, Mike Powell, 50-30. 50-20, excuse me. Beat them by 30.
Is having a bad side.
He is. He's still in the bed. And I don't blame him for that, even if they won.
Well, basketball's right around the corner.
It is.
Yeah,
It
he can
is.
take solace in that fact.
Yes. I got a feeling Kinston will be good. I know nothing about
Mm-hmm.
him. Carson, 47, East Rowan 10, Northwest Cabarrus over Concord, 26-22. Northwest Cabarrus still just one loss, Brett, on the season. West Forsyth beat Davie, 34-31. Let's see, let's move along here, trying to find some more Western North Carolina action from last night. I do want to give this one, Tarboro, 50-14 over Riverside Martin.
Are they undefeated?
I think they have a loss. I think Tarboro has one loss. East Duplin 77, South Lenoir 20. Washington falls to North Pitt 40-30. Ardrey Cale beats Harding 36-0. Mike's Bear Grass team, they lost last night to John Paul II Catholic 35-13.
Nothing's going my way.
You were on
out
the
east.
edge waiting on that score. weren't you?
Tarboro does have one loss.
One loss.
Yeah.
It might have been the first game of the year.
It was to Hertford County. Second game of the year.
Second. T.C. Roberson beat Irwin 29-9. Leesville Road beats Athens Drive. Big game in Raleigh 22-14. North Meck falls to Chambers. Chambers 41-7. Drone beats Rosman 63-8.
Well, John's been putting up some numbers.
They have, and I don't know what's happened to Rosman. Rosman used to be a team that we would consistently see do well in the playoffs.
You know?
Yeah, program's down a little bit right now, that's for sure. East Wilkes beat North Stokes 42-0. North Stanley over South Stanley 68-6. Kings Mountain give up 24 points last night. A little surprise in the Kramer game, but they still win handily 63-24.
You know, and they probably were using some of their other guys.
Yeah, but I think some of the points were early.
Were they early?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure on at least one or two touchdowns, though.
You mentioned Drone. They're 8-1 now. The one loss was to East Burke.
How about that? Well, the text I got may be right. East Burke, the best 2-5 team.
Yeah.
You know?
They're pretty good.
They've been in a lot of games that they've let slip away late, including last night's. It was Thomas Jefferson defeating Cherryville 26-20.
Ooh.
Alexander Central beat South Caldwell. That was the only game yesterday that we were almost split on.
Yeah.
I think it was 6-4 Alexander Central. Alexander Central wins 27-14. Starmount 55, South Stokes 6. Pinecrest beats Scotland County 30-21. Cox Mill over Lake Norman 45-7. West Lincoln rolls last night in their game over West Caldwell. And I don't think – I have to ask, maybe David Avery can answer me or Mason this morning if they're listening. Was that – West Caldwell's got to have a homecoming game at some point. Was that it? I mean, I don't know if that would have been there. We're right in that time period where –
I saw my third straight last night.
You saw your third
Third
straight?
straight homecoming.
And not only that, that was West Lincoln's second road
Second
game.
road game.
And Lincoln's now 3-0 in homecoming games.
They should West Lincoln, like everybody else, should have to go through that road homecoming game like just about every team does.
Yeah, eventually.
At one time a season, it seems like. So, but no, not exactly sure on that. But West Lincoln, that's a not, I mean, did what they had to do. Went on the road and won the game last night at West Caldwell. 28 points in the first quarter to kind of put that one out of hand in a hurry. Let's see here. Just give you real quick. Mason Avery last night, 28 carries, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns in that win.
Well, it's just routine for him anymore.
Yep, continues to have the phenomenal season after breaking the Lincoln County record a week ago with 397 yards.
Single game rushing
in
mark.
that game. As we move on, Northmore beat Cummings 28-25. Chase over Polk County. Had a game here for a while, but Chase pulled away 48-27.
Yeah, Polk was up 14-7 at one point.
Statesville beats North Iredale 43-13. If I'm not mistaken, though, this one was close at halftime, maybe.
Yeah.
15-13.
Something like that.
Now you're thinking about Hickory.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about
Hickory. We'll get to that one in a minute.
Iredale.
Yeah, it was 15-all at one time. Wheatmore beat Trinity 27-26. East Surrey. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw some publications has East Surrey right now number 1 in the state in 2A. And this is a team that just moved up from 1A in the latest realignment. Last season, right, was their first year
I think so.
in 2A, at least this time around.
Remember, they pulled off big wins last year over Monroe and Maiden.
They did
in the playoffs.
They did. Not so much against Shelby, however.
No,
in that,
it would be a no.
in that
no match for
No.
last
Moss.
year's
No
Shelby
Moss.
team.
They
No
weren't.
Moss.
Yeah, that was a running clock in the second half. I was
Yeah.
shocked by that.
Yeah.
Shocked.
As Duran said, no Moss.
North Row M50, West Davidson 3. We did miss this one. Everybody but 1-4 Rembert. Newton Conover falls to Bandy's 21-14
I missed that one.
last night. At home, Newton loses that game to Bandy's. I got nothing against Newton, but it's good to see Bandy's get a win. I mean, they have fought and clawed and everything you can think of.
They do claw a lot.
They play hard, played hard. But
They have fought.
But I am glad to
Yeah.
see them get a win last night, get in the win column, because I know it's been a frustrating season for them, and get a win over a rival.
Yeah.
at
But they do
Newton
have
Conover.
some talent. I mean, they're not
21-14.
a bad team,
Right.
but they got some good skill players
Yep.
and size too.
They always have size.
Speaking of size, East Burke is just huge on the lines.
That does not surprise
No.
me. I saw them last year. I have not seen them this
Yeah.
year. Burns defeated East Gaston 44-0. I think East Gaston come into that game 5-2.
They did.
I wish on the scoreboard they had their updated records.
I know, it'd be
But
nice.
then again, I'm begging, I'm picky, I'm asking
Yeah.
for too much. That's a lot to
You're
update.
lucky to get
It's
the
a lot
scores.
to update.
It is.
if you want the records on there. Hayesville beat Swain County 27-7. A.L. Brown over South Iredale 28-0. Let's see, Reedsville. You got to watch them again. I know they were also beaten soundly by Shelby last year. I think 35-14 was the final in that one last year. They do beat West Stokes last night 35-8, and I'm pretty sure they're either undefeated or maybe lost
I
to
think
one of
they
the
lost one
Alamance.
early.
The Alamance, Western Alamance, maybe beat them in a close game, and that's a 3A top 10 team. So don't let that fool you. Salisbury over Lexington. They seem to be back. Salisbury 48-6 last night over Lexington. Mooresville beats West Cabarrus 54-7. West Iredale falls to Hickory, but scores 30 points in the game, 56-30, and that's the one Mike was thinking about that was 15-all at one time.
It was.
Freedom beats Ashe County 55-26. Randleman over Southwest Randolph 34-7. Let's see. Clinton. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I don't remember who it was. Who would I pick? Clinton. I think it was Marty. Who would I take? Clinton or St. Paul's? And I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I did know they were both good, and I just said, don't go against Clinton. They win a lot of big games, and they did win last night. That's your dark horses. They weren't much of a dark horse last night, though, playing at home. 23-20, they win that game. Chatham Central falls to Bartlett Yancey 67-0. North Wilkes over Surrey Central 42-28. Some scores that were not on my scoreboard, or I missed them. East Lincoln rolled over St. Stephen's. I did miss it. It's right here. East Lincoln 55-3, running clock in the second half. East was dominant last night.
Don't you want me to give a few?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, you mentioned 55-3, just a couple numbers. Quarterback Tyler Mizell, 9 for 12, 210 yards, 4 touchdowns, including a beautiful 80-yard bomb to Walker, DeAndre Walker, right?
Oh, man, in stride, down the
in stride,
sideline.
yeah, just
The defender
beautiful.
bumped him right as he caught it, but when the defender bumped him, he lost his footing, and then he went the rest of the way.
Yeah. Sophomore running back Chris Daly, 9 carries, 88 yards. Then big defensive play, big defensive night. You mentioned just the aggression and just
That
dominance.
was a hard-hitting
It
physical
was
game.
very physical. East Lincoln, I think they've ratcheted up their level of physicality. But big night for Terry Bryant, the linebacker for the Mustangs, a 37-yard pick six in the second half.
Yes, it was. I will say this, too. Big night for Walker and Cutter on defense. They stood out last night.
Yeah.
That defense is awful good, and they don't stand out to me a lot because everybody on the defense is pretty good. But last night, Cutter had a couple tackles and a couple sacks.
Well, don't forget, too, they're now using him on offense, so kind of like a little slot back or
they have
wing
been
back.
off and on all year.
He had a 9-yard touchdown run last night, so a 6-yard touchdown run, I'm sorry. So he gives them that little extra dimension as a power runner when they get down near the goal line to go with everything else they have. One other thing, Markel Clark, big night for him on the receiving end. 3 catches, 84 yards, including a 40-yard touchdown grab.
I want to give you this one real quick. North Lincoln defeated Ford last night. Yeah, 55-17.
Yep.
But, Mike, at halftime, that game was 20-17.
I know.
It was tied at 17, and then North Lincoln led by 3 at the half. Second half, 35-0. 35-0 in the second half.
So 3 straight wins for the Knights.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yep. They're building a little momentum as they get toward that.
That East Lincoln.
They're going to be favored in their next game. I think is the next one West Iredale for North Lincoln.
It must be. Yeah.
I may be wrong about that, but it seems like the next one might be.
Leading to that regular season finale.
They beat
East
Ford
Lincoln.
last night. They beat maybe it's North Iredale. I get them mixed up. I cannot remember without looking. No, they already played North Iredale.
They already played North Iredale. That was their first win. So
right. So 3 straight, like you said, Mike, and now you give a team some confidence, and when they've had some success against you in the past, like North has against East, you start,
can you imagine
start to
how
wonder a little
physical
bit.
that game's
Yeah.
going to be?
Yeah.
East Lincoln, North Lincoln.
You'd be able to hear the hits here in our studio. And speaking of here in our studio, last night maybe the best game in Western North Carolina, if not one of them, the Bunker Hill Maiden matchup. Bunker Hill didn't lead many times. But if I'm not mistaken, Mike, they never trailed by more than 8. So they were always in it, I think, because they were always within one possession. Then they did take the lead in the third quarter. They went up at the half. It was 28-26, Maiden.
Only one touchdown apiece in the
touchdown apiece in the second half. Bunker Hill scored in the third quarter to take the lead at 33-28, and then Maiden scores with like 46 seconds, I think it was, to go in that game, and they hang on. Bunker Hill, I think, lost the handle on the ensuing kickoff. Maiden recovered it and ran the clock out and wins a very exciting game, 36-33. Now both teams have one loss. But if you're the Maiden Blue Devils, it's not a conference loss, and Maiden now stands alone at the top of the conference standings, and Bunker falls into a tie for second with Lincolnton, if I'm not mistaken, both at 4-1.
Now, who does Maiden have left? They've got Lincoln coming up.
Lincolnton and Newton Conover.
Mm-hmm. The battle of the old 321.
I think Bunker Hill plays Newton and Bandy's.
Right.
Their last 2.
Yeah. Well, Maiden now has the inside track because they – it'll come down to the Lincoln game. If they win the Lincoln game, then it won't even matter what they do the final week. They'll want to win and win it outright, but they would sew up the number 1 seed with a win against Lincoln, right?
But a Lincoln win would really scramble.
Oh, it'd be chaos.
I'd make it a 3-way tie.
Yeah, there'd be so many many scenarios from that point on. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't. I wouldn't even want to start trying and sort that out, but. Maiden will be favored when they play that
Lincoln would have
game
to play
next
their
week,
best game
and it's
of the
also
year
at Maiden
to have a chance.
Yep.
Yeah, error-free.
And since that is for first place in the conference, that will be our, Maiden's back-to-back, though. They've already got experience at playing for first place because they did it last night.
Yeah.
And now they do it again. So.
Well, and it's something we talked about last night with St. Stephen's AD Billy Baker. When you win consistently, like in Maiden's tradition, you believe you're going to win the game.
Yep.
And that's what helps them in those kind of games.
I know we're just about out of time. We're about to run out. Congratulations to all those teams that won. Tough luck. Maybe the teams will bounce back next week. But any surprises last night before we go?
Early there were, but like halftime
that doesn't
scores,
count.
but that doesn't count.
One that surprised me was how close the South Point Ashbrook game stayed.
Yeah.
I think they might have been a little flat, losing the big game to Kings Mountain a week ago. Hard to get up the next week. Then you're on the road to Ashbrook, who has not been a bad team.
Ashbrook has improved this year.
Yep. Interesting news just broke within the last 5 minutes, and there's going to be a lot of talk about it tomorrow on the NFL networks.
Go ahead and spill
This morning, Tua passed concussion protocol.
Oh.
Will he play tomorrow? That'll be the question. Will he play tomorrow in that big game? Who they got coming in? Brett, help me. Miami and who was it? It's somebody.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah.
have a big one.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
Minnesota,
yeah, 4-1
4-1
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
4-1 Minnesota. All right, we appreciate you tuning in. However, you may listen. I apologize for the not being on the AM and FM, but you found us. You got us.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
people finding us on Facebook, finding us on Sports Talk Guys.
And thanks for all the comments. We appreciate all the feedback this morning and all the
Keep 'em
interaction. That's what
coming.
makes this fun is a lot of interaction.
We need that.
Appreciate it. For Mike, Brett, I'm David. See you next week.